You know, the fascinating, even if you know nothing about trains, just the magnificence of it, just the size of it. I mean, I imagine little kids must go crazy when they see this. This is like meeting a dinosaur, isn't it?
It is.
It's like seeing an actual dinosaur that goes down the road. And this is almost the equivalent in steam of Apollo 11, you know, because it used to take months to cross America. And then the railroads came in and it was reduced to a matter of weeks, which must have just seemed like air travel when it first started to make. The fact you could go from New York to California in 14 days. It's unbelievable versus 5 or 6 months. You know?
Yes. And risk your life in the process.
Yeah. Union Pacific, they're the ones that joined with the Golden Spike, if I remember my history, my 5th grade history. They connected the East and the West with rail for the first time that had been done, didn't it?
That's correct. And it started right here in Council Bluffs.
Oh, is that right?
Abraham Lincoln was not very far from here when he gave the order to General Dodge.
But it really was the equivalent of John F. Kennedy in 1961 saying, we're going to put a man on the moon by the end of, it'll never happen. And people didn't think that would ever happen back in the day. So Lincoln must have really been impressed. Show us a little bit more. These are the pistons here.
Well, this is what we call a 4-cylinder simple, meaning that the steam is used one time. So this design, this all represents one big casting you see here. Double acting cylinder here, what we call a piston valve, and you can see that casting right up there. Notice that it's all bare metal. That's because of the tremendous heat of that superheated steam.
Yeah.
Very simple system, looks complex, but here's your piston rod connected to the main rod and all the connecting rods, and that's what propels each engine. So this represents 2 steam locomotives under one big boiler.
And it's amazing how powerful it is when you realize there's no transmission needed to generate the power. Like I said, with a car, the engine turn goes through a series of gears which step down to give you the power, whereas steam just moves you right from the get-go. You probably have 10,000 foot-pounds of torque from rest, something like that?
Without running through all the math of this thing, the tractive force on this, it's a little bit different with a diesel. The starting tractive effort is actually weak when you think about it. This produces its max power over 30 miles an hour, whereas a conventional locomotive, we get our money out of our locomotives at a slower speed.
Right.
They got their money out of this machine over roughly 25, 30, 35, 40 miles an hour, 7,000 horsepower, Jay.
Now, on my steam vehicles, the steam cars I have, they have a thing called a hookup. The piston goes back and forth, and once you're rolling, you pull a lever and it cuts the piston